How's everybody doing? Good evening, everybody. I'm going to do a quick video. And I decided to come over here to show you the lies of today. And I believe that in this particular moment, with our platform, we can help the American public to know the truth and the absolute truth about the influx of migrants, the caravans, but ultimately what has been going on for the past almost 3 years in our borders with child trafficking in this globalist compact of immigration. Why you're lying, Joe? Why are you lying? This is the problem, Joe. You know what is the problem? That the person that is holding this phone right now, it's a Mexican citizen. It's a Tijuana citizen. And I wanted to come over here so you can see that I'm actually in Tijuana. And I've been broadcasting for more than 2 years about the influx of migrants and the trafficking of children that has been occurring in our borders. And to support the President of the United States of America, which it was telling you in front of everybody who built the cages. Number one, you didn't answer. And number two, all the lies about you and the child trafficking that is occurring in our borders. Let me flip the camera, Joe, so you can look at me. Look at me. This place right here. I remember broadcasting from this place at a particular moment, Joe. Back in 2008. Do you remember the globalist compact of immigration, Joe Biden? Do you remember it? The globalist compact of immigration? I know you do. Because under your administration and the Obama administration, you signed it. You actually remember the globalist compact of immigration? Or you forgot, Joe, about the globalist compact of immigration? That it was signed by the 154 countries? And all those countries want open borders to migrate freely into every country to take care of them without no security measures, without no identity, and nobody's migrating peacefully, documented, and with a purpose. Do you remember that, Joe Biden? The globalist compact of immigration that you signed with President, at that particular moment, Barack Obama. Do you remember that? And in that particular moment, when you signed it, also Enrique Peña Nieto, the president that it was in the government of Mexico, signed it also. Do you remember? I think you remember. You don't remember? I think you do. Even the camotero knows. In 2014, more than 90,000 kids got lost in your administration. And in 2015, you got confronted by every mainstream media of the children in cages that you had. MSNBC, NBC, CBS, ABC, Washington Post, Washington Times, the New York Times, the New York Post, the LA Times. Every single newspaper and mainstream media was asking you about the children in cages. And there's actually pictures about it. But it was until your president, Barack Obama, that signed the Globalist Compact of Immigration, which it is a globalist compact with the United Nations that pushes the influx of migrants with the International Commission of Human Rights. You remember that, Joe? I know you remember it because you signed it. You remember it. And when you signed it, I don't know if you remember 2018, Joe. Do you remember 2018? Let me walk to you where it was. Do you remember this place, Joe? I sure do. This right here, Joe, is where the asylum seeker line was doing. This is where all the people that they come from all parts of the world stand right here, hungry, waiting because of the globalist compact of immigration that you signed with Barack Obama and that you had ready with Hillary Clinton to sign it. And you were so psyched because you thought that Hillary Clinton was going to win the next election and that you were going to convert the United States of America in an open border agenda in a globalist country. You remember that, Joe? Do you remember it? But oh, surprise, Joe. What happened? Hillary Clinton didn't win. And who won? President Donald Trump. And he did not sign the globalist compact of immigration. Do you know about the globalist compact of immigration, or you're acting stupid and you don't remember what the globalist compact of immigration is? Do you remember it? Because it's signed by 154 countries. And in those caravans that the United Nations and that globalist compact, that is broken system, it puts in danger every migrant to jungles, through seas, through deserts, through mountains. And they migrate to more than 9 countries to get to a border where you and your democratic system and your democratic liberals, that they come to my country of Mexico, violating the Article 33 of the Constitution. No foreigner can get involved in a foreign country with foreign politics, and that is where your American liberals are coming. And this is what you didn't say in the debate, Joe. You didn't say anything about this, Joe. That in 2019, with all these influx of migrants, were instigated and motivated to cross illegal to your country. They were instigated and motivated by leftist radicals and by leftist nonprofit organizations. Do you remember that, Joe? You don't remember it, right? Because I was right here, Joe. Where all American liberals, leftist liberals that I confronted, Antifa that I confronted right here. What the hell are you doing in the country of Mexico? Violating our Mexican Constitution, trafficking children, and nonprofit organizations that they're making fake marriages and fake families to cheat on a loophole to cross to the United States of America, Joe. Do you remember that, Joe? Do you remember it? Because they are lawyers from your country, Joe, from the United States of America, that they're living over here in our country of Mexico, and they're creating fake marriages and fake families so they can cheat on a loophole and cross to the United States of America. You forgot about that, Joe? Or you didn't forget about that? I sure did not. So I seen it. I have broadcast it. I have seen how they have made fake families. And they're cheating on all these immigrants, telling them that they're going to get the asylum and they're going to get the refugee place. But they're not, Joe. Do you know how many kids they have been trafficked since 2018, Joe? You didn't say that fraction, huh? You forgot about that, Joe? 34,000 kids have been trafficked since 2018. 34,000 kids have been trafficked since 2018. You forgot about something, Joe? You forgot about something. Do you know what the administration of Trump is doing? They're asking about the 500 kids that they are separated from their families. Do you know that the International Commission of Human Rights was asked in Mexico if they could do a DNA test to the kids, because those are fake parents and those are fake families? And do you know what the International Commission of Human Rights told the government of Mexico? You're violating the parents' right. Wait a minute, that's not even their parent. The parent doesn't even remember when he was born. The American immigration law, and you don't even know it, Joe, it's so broken and it's so easy to cheat that these liberals, what they're doing is they're making a humongous business by creating fake families and fake marriages and trafficking amounts and amounts of children through your borders, Joe. Do you know the enormous trafficking of children that is occurring in Arizona, Joe, in Yuma, in Ajo, Arizona? Do you know about your leftist liberal agenda that is all these nonprofit organizations in Arizona like No More Deaths? That they have been trafficking children through that border? Do you remember Pueblos Sin Fronteras? Do you know about that organization that is operating from Chicago all the way to South America and all the way to Europe? Do you know about that, Joe, or you forgot about that? Border Support Network, Caravan Support Network, By All Means Necessary, BAM, Antifa, all of these nonprofit organizations, they're operating in my country, Joe. You forgot about that? Do you know how many fake families that were registered in the year of 2018? 4,800 fake families, Joe. 4,800 fake families that were registered, Joe, in the year of 2018. And in the year of 2019, 5,800 fake families that were registered crossing illegally to the border. And do you know why they're separating them, Joe? It's logic, Joe. Let me change the camera so you will just look at this, Joe. Right here. All bum rushing the border, Joe. This is the port of entry or Chaparral of our beautiful city of Tijuana, Baja California. That is the United States of America on the other side, Joe. All these people were bum rushing the border. Do you remember that? Signing the Globalist Compact of Immigration. I have traveled, Joe, 3 times to Guatemala and 3 times to Tapachula. And I have seen it. How all these children are being bought by coyotes and traffickers. That they're making fake families and fake marriages to cheat on the loophole to cross to your country of the United States of America. And then you're asking why these parents are not giving their kids back. Do you know why, Joe? Have you asked these so-called parents for their identification? For their birth certificate? Why they are denying the DNA test? Do you know that the only country that is doing DNA testing to real parents is the United States of America because of the enormous influx of migrants and the enormous trafficking of children and trafficking of kids that is occurring? Why you're not talking about this, you know, this statistic, Joe? I want to tell you this statistic, this small statistic. You signed a Globalist Compact of Immigration with Barack Obama. God bless President Trump that he did not sign it. And then Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, this leftist socialist wannabe dictator president that we have, signed the Globalist Compact of Immigration. And also Trudeau in Canada signed this Globalist Compact of Immigration, suffocating the United States of America with an influx of migrants with a strategy to break the system and to also open the borders. Why you were not talking about that, Joe? And in all this enormous influx of migrants, there's a lot of violence. There's a lot of delinquents. There's a lot of rape. There's a lot of trafficking of cocaine, there's a lot of trafficking of organs, and there's a lot of trafficking of children, and there's a lot of trafficking of humans. Do you forgot about how many, do you know about this statistic, Joe? Let me just tell you this little factor that you forgot about in the debate. You want people to migrate to your country, right, Joe? Because it's a necessity and it's a refugee, it's a necessity. Right? Do you know that Mexico is #1 for cartel activity, Joe? #2 for killings of women in Latin America, and #2 for trafficking of children in Latin America, #4 for trafficking of humans in Latin America, and #5 for clandestine bearings in the world, Joe. So, who is the inhuman? You that you're provoking and you're instigating people to migrate through Mexico? Trying to make Mexico a third world secure country when Mexico has more than 60 million in poverty, 28 million in critical condition, 68 million without medical care, more than 85,000 people have been killed for cartel activity in this 20-some months of the administration of this recent president. And you're talking about immigration, Joe? You're talking about trafficking of children? You haven't read the newspaper, how, Joe? You forgot about that. You forgot about how the administration of Trump, yes, probably is separating, but not from their parents, because their parents are not here. That is a fake family that just bought this kid for them to obtain the loophole and to cross illegally to the United States of America, to cheat on an immigration law. And not only that, that kid has already been arranged to be trafficked, to be violated, raped, even sold in the United States of America. Why you don't talk about that, Joe? You don't say anything about that, huh? How are you gonna push an immigration system through a country that is so insecure like my country or Mexico and tell everybody that it can be a refugee? Refugees from Africa, you're provoking people from Africa. We have seen right here, Joe, I remember. Let me just walk a little bit with you, Joe. Let me just walk a little bit with you. Right here, there were migrants of Cameroon, migrants of Ghana, migrants of Angola, migrants of Syria, all migrants from across the world asking for refugee and asylum case. Do you know the top 5 cities for violence and delinquents in the world, Joe? Which ones they are? 5 are from Mexico, Joe. They're not from Central America, I'll tell you. San Pedro Sula is a number 15 of the world for violence and delinquents. Why you're not talking about that, Joe? Do you know this little statistic that you forgot in this debate? Almost 72,000 kids have been rescued from being trafficked from an unaccompanied children. 72,000 in the administration of Trump. 4 years, and they have rescued 72,000 unaccompanied children that they have been trafficked through our borders of Mexico. You're talking about border security, Joe? Do you know how many illegal entrances were in your administration? Do you know how the enormous drug and cocaine and methamphetamine and heroin was crossing through your borders at that particular time? Do you remember that, Joe? Or you forgot? You forgot about that? You forgot that in your administration with Barack Obama, you were the one that deported more Mexicans in the history of the United States of America? And that Mexicans committed the crime, they committed a crime mostly that is called illegal reentry. And it was a business that you were doing with private prisons, with the MCC, the CCAs, and the GOs. So you deported people, and by necessity, they will come back. You deport them, they will come back. You deport them, they will come back. And you will have a great human business with the private prisons, Joe. Do you remember that, Joe? What'd you do, Joe, with all the children that they were trafficking in your administration? I want to ask you. It's just a simple question. I just want to ask you, Joe, what you did with all the children that they were trafficking in your administration. Why the ACLU wants to dismantle the Department of Homeland Security. Do you know why, Joe? That the ACLU wants to dismantle the Department of Homeland Security? Because Donald Trump is hurting their business. Oh, yes, Joe. All these nonprofit organizations and all these liberals that they're coming over here to this place. This place, Joe. This place right here, where you make your business. All these ACLUs, all these people, all these American leftist liberals that they come over here, they're hitting them in their pockets, Joe. Because they cannot traffic like they used to. They cannot make a fake family like they used to. Not make a fake marriage like they used to. They cannot traffic children like they used to. I have seen it. I watched it. I recorded. I documented all of it. You're not gonna lie to me, Joe. You're not gonna lie in front of the United States of America and tell everybody that trafficking of children, it does not exist. And our borders humongously exist. You have been cheating. Why you don't say nothing about Antifa being in our borders trafficking children, Joe? Being radical and instigating and motivating people. Just yesterday was a protest, Joe, right here in front, protesting for refugees, Joe. Right there, all the way to the front, Joe. Right there. They were coming over here. United States citizens in Tijuana violating Article 33 of the Constitution, protesting, Joe, of something political in a foreign country. How funny it is, Joe. Foreigners helping foreigners in a foreign country, Joe. Why you didn't say anything about that? Why you haven't said that President Trump has put children in the hotel in the Hamptons in El Paso and also in Arizona, and he is deporting them or returning them back home? And if you're asking why you haven't left what all those 500 and some kids that you're talking about, listen, Joe, right here, let me put a helicopter right here, Joe. This is the immigration helicopter. Do you know which? You know that authority, right, Joe? That is the United States Customs right there. God bless their hearts. You were talking about the 500 and some kids that they haven't returned back, that they haven't been returned back to their parents. You were talking about that, right, Joe? Do you know why they haven't been returned back? Because they're not doing a horrific and horrible job like the Obama administration was doing, that they were returning them and deporting them back to coyotes and traffickers. And the Trump administration, they're actually returning them to their actual parent, Joe. And they're actually working with the immigrational system in Mexico so they can actually take them back all the way to Tapachula, to the border to Guatemala, and return them back to their legal guardian or real parent. Not like you. The 90,000 kids got lost in the year 2014. That all the kids were being returned back to coyotes and traffickers and all these people, Joe. You haven't remembered this, huh? You forgot about this, Joe? Why you haven't said about nothing about the globalist compact of immigration, Joe? What are you going to do if you win the election? Are you going to sign the globalist compact of immigration? I think you're going to sign it, huh? And then why you haven't talked that if you signed the globalist compact of immigration, that Hillary was going to sign it because you had it ready with Barack Obama for Hillary to sign it? Why you haven't talked about the globalist compact of education that is coming? You are really good friends with George Soros, how, Joe? That is your best friend, huh? Why you haven't talked about the World Health Organization and the Commission, the International Commission of Human Rights, and the Universal Commission of Human Rights, that they're changing their constitution and they're applying the constitution to make it similar to every single constitution, because if you sign all these globalist compacts, you are a globalist country. But you forgot about saying that, huh, Joe? Huh? Have you talked about how all these children, they're suffering through countries, they're coming all the way from South America, being trafficked, being raped and being violated? I have documented and I have talked to migrants that they have been raped, they have been abused by coyotes, and also they have kidnapped their children to sell them to another family so they can cross to the United States of America. Do you forgot about that, Joe? I think that you forgot about that, huh? I think that you forgot, huh? So there's no fake families, Joe? There's none? There's not a globalist compact of immigration that you forgot to talk about that, Joe? And listen, Joe. Listen. God bless President Trump, Joe. First of all, first and foremost. But before I go, and before I say goodbye to you, Joe, here is a Mexican citizen that loves his beautiful country, Mexico. There you go, Joe. There you go. It says right there, Mexico. This is the border that connects to my neighbor, that is a beautiful neighbor, that is the most capitalist country in the world, Joe, for you to understand. The most capitalist country in the world, the most beautiful country that exists, that is the United States of America, the land of the free and the home of the brave. But here, Joe, I love my country of Mexico. I'm a proud Mexican, Joe. And I'm telling you this as a Mexican citizen. Mexico, Tijuana. So you would understand that you're lying. And that nobody believes your lies. And that you're not going to win. And you're not going to be president. The enormous trafficking of children, it is being detained. And children are being saved right now in the Trump administration. And all the people that they're crying right now are leftist liberals. Leftist liberals. Because they don't understand that this is a broken system. That the United Nations made this globalist compact of immigration to collapse the economy, to collapse the borders, and to open the borders. And to forget about sovereign nations. They made this globalist compact. Do you think, Joe, that they care about migrants migrating through 9 countries, Joe? A good globalist compact of immigration, is that a good system? I'm just asking you. Is that a good system, Joe? Or is it not? Let me take you, Joe. Let me just, before I go, I want to take you right here. Let me flip the camera right here so I can take you to this place, Joe. So you will forever remember this video. And I don't know if you're going to watch it. I don't think that you're going to watch it. You're too busy and you're too old and you're going to forget. You're even going to forget what you said tonight. This right here, Joe, is where hundreds of people come to ask for a political asylum. Hundreds. And it's like a human market, Joe. And right here at this little space right here, there's American liberals coming all day, every day, to see if they can get a family and they can create a family, or they can do, you know, with a nonprofit organization, instigate and motivate people to cheat on a loophole and to cross to the United States, and tell them that they have a humongous possibility to cross to the United States. This is the opening right here, Joe. This is the door right here. This is it. You see it right there, Joe? Right there it says Institute National of Immigration. That's a vehicle, Joe, from Mexico. I'm right here in Mexico. I wanted to do this little video for you. Number one, when you're talking about separation of families, clean your mouth, because you were the one that made the cages in 2014. You are the one that needs to be held accountable for the missing 90,000 children that they were missing in 2014, and they haven't appeared. And your administration deported more Mexicans in history to create an immigrational system which they will come back illegally because of the necessity of going back to the United States of America. You served under an administration that invested our country with Fast and the Furious and invested with artillery to all the cartels in our country and our cities. You were in the administration where they bombed more the Middle East in history. And you're talking about now separation of families? You want to talk about racial division? Take all your liberals to your house, Joe. They're in my country. And they're violating the law over here. Take them. Please, all your liberal lawyers, take them to your country and ask them what they're doing over here. All these organizations of lawyers that they're over here, take them over there. The Antifa that is over here, take them over there. All your liberal activists that they are in Tapachula, Joe. Oh, and I forgot, Joe, just for you to know, 56 children were detained this past month at the Institute National of Immigration in Tapachula that is called 21st Century. And there were 2 American liberals outside of the immigrational station asking for the 56 children to be released so they can have custody of them, Joe. These children were unaccompanied children. That's exactly what you're demanding right now with 502 children. Isn't that a coincidence, Joe? Have you talked about that, Joe? Why are you hiding, Joe? Oh my God. The audacity. The shame. You don't have no shame, sir. You don't have absolute no shame. This is the time for everybody to understand that what this leftist, Democrat, radical liberals, what they want to do is destroy your Constitution, is destroy law and order, is destroy and dismantle the Department of Homeland Security, and also destroy the immigrational system so they can influx and they can destroy your borders. This is what the globalists want to do. They want to implement in our mind fear tactics so we can be afraid, like they're trying to do to you, to go out and vote, to go out and defend your borders, and to go out and defend your country. They're not doing it only in the United States of America. They're doing it around the world. Every leftist, socialist, communist, they're doing it. The president of China, Xi Jinping, come out and saying we are ready for a fear tactic by a communist. Karl Marx has said that one of the tactics to take over the state and to take over control is confrontation. That is a communist mind. Fear tactic. And that is what Joe Biden is exactly doing. Not caring about his economy. Does Joe Biden know about international affairs? What's going on in Venezuela with socialist dictator Nicolas Maduro, that he's trafficking metric tons of cocaine around the world, and William Barr has exposed his head? Is he talking about how Iran and Iraq almost 4 months ago threatened the United States of America by retaliating with revenge for the assassination of Qasem Soleimani? Does Joe Biden know about what China is doing with the 5G in the Chinese Sea, where they're taking over a Chinese Sea that doesn't belong to them, with $3.7 trillion of trade? Does he know about that? Does he actually admitting that China has created this virus to decrease the population and to affect the population and to create a collapse and economical, disfigure and economical collapse around the world, to take over control? All these globalists, all these elite think alike. They want us to suffocate. They want us to victimize the people. They want to feel victims. Oh my God, he's a racist. Oh my God, he's a narcissist. Oh my God, he's a fascist. Oh my God, he's full of hate. No. There's something that you are trying to eliminate, Joe, that is history. That is the love for your country. That is the love for your countrymen. That is the love for your flag. That is the love for your anthem, and ultimately the love for God. You're trying to eliminate that from every citizen and from every people around the United States of America. You're trying to eliminate that. And Donald Trump is not going to take it. I, as a foreigner, I understand what you're trying to do. Whew, my God, I'm so awake about your leftist liberal agenda. About what you're trying to do to the world with all these elite and all these communist leaders. Why are you not talking about what is going on in Belarus, Joe? Socialist dictator Alexander Lukashenko taken over by being put by Vladimir Putin, Russia. Why you're not talking about you want to enforce the mask in the United States of America, but you're not talking about what is going on in Berlin and Germany, with 1.5 million people were protesting in Berlin against the enforcement of the mask. My God, you are so unprepared, Joe. You are so unprepared to run your country. You don't even know what international relations is going about. You don't even know about the 5G testing. You don't even know what is coming. Or you know, and you're just a puppet from the globalists. Who's behind you, Joe? Because you want to talk about the trafficking of children? You really want to talk about that? Have you registered all the fake families and all the fake marriages that they have been in the Department of Homeland Security and the Border Patrol? Have you sat down, Joe, with a Border Patrol agent? Because I have. I have walked through the mountains, Joe, and I have bits and I have videos. I have walked through the mountains to show the wall where it's open, where they're trafficking enormous people. Walk through hours in the sun, through snakes, all the way to the top, and show people where they're trafficking. Have you done that, Joe? Have you sat down and talked to a Border Patrol agent how he feels, that he feels overwhelmed every day to be babysitting all these people crossing illegally every day, Joe, on a broken system that is called the Globalist Compact of Immigration? Have you talked to a Border Patrol, Joe? You haven't, huh? You haven't. This, let me tell you what it is, Joe. This right here is a human head. Inside of this part right here, there's a brain. And right here on the left side, there's a heart. What all you globalists are trying to do are trying to take over this, that is inside of this human head. But in the meantime, you don't take this. This is not for sale. When we got this heart, we will fight against all your lying communist people. All your demonic people like Hillary Clinton. All those demonic and evil globalists that they're trying to take over our freedom. That's what you want to do, Joe. If you take over the freedom, if you step all over the Constitution, you take over the freedom of people. The God-given right that we're born free and they will die free. That's what you're trying to do, Joe. So people later on will be like in Venezuela. They will be dying of necessity. You're trying to make people believe and trying to make people forget about being human, of loving, caring with this enforcement of the mask and antibacterial gel and all these hazmat suit and all the social distancing. You're trying to take away love. You're trying to take away caring. You're trying to take away the conglomerate. You're trying to take away socializing with your family, loving your mom, loving your dad, hugging your mom. You're trying to take that away. By what? By this virus. You know what you're doing, Joe. And then when you put people on necessity, what these people are going to want? Water, food, clothing, material. That is what socialism is. You take over their freedom and then you have them in your hand. And you take them, you squash them, you make them believe that you're going to give everything to them. What is happening in Venezuela, Joe? In Nicaragua, Joe? In Cuba, Joe? You don't have no explanation. I will roast you, man. I will roast you. God bless you guys. I'm about to leave. I will leave you with this beautiful picture of my beautiful city of Tijuana. Unfortunately, for this idiot, Joe Biden, he doesn't even know the statistics. Tijuana, for the second year in a row, is the most violent city in the world for killings and assassinations. But that doesn't take away the fact that I'm a proud Mexican. I love my country and I love my city. And I love my culture and I love my history. It's a beautiful history, Aztec history. We come from Aztec descent. Beautiful. And we were conquered by these Spaniards. But you don't get me blaming it all day because the Spaniards, I can't move on. No. Get your butt to work and try to do God's work. God bless you all. It was beautiful talking to you guys. Don't let this idiot lie to you. Don't let these communists make you believe that you have to stay home. Go out there and vote in person. Scary right now. I told you guys in the morning, more than almost 40 million mailed-in ballots have been checked, according to the New York Times. Who believes the New York Times? Nobody. So what they're doing, they're trying to do is a scare tactic to make people believe that mail-in ballots is working. So don't believe that. Go out there and exercise your vote. Because if you don't exercise your vote, they're watering down your Constitution. They're keeping you at home. They're telling you that you can't go out, that you gotta be scared to go out because of the stupid virus. That it was made to kill the population of people, to have control of population. Go out there and exercise your right. Constitutional right. That is your God-given right. God bless you guys. It was beautiful talking to you guys. Follow my partner, Real Anthony Owedo, at his YouTube channel and also at his Facebook page. You can also follow me at YouTube as Oscar L. Blue, and you can become a member. And my channel is Oscar L. Blue to receive exclusive content. Also, you can follow my page right here as Oscar L. Blue at Facebook. God bless every single one of you, man. God bless every single one of you. God bless the United States of America and Viva Mexico. Sovereign nations. True love for your country. All these leftist liberals saying that a nationalist is racist. No, you got that mistake, boy. Nationalism is love for your land, love for your country, love for your people. That's what it is. If you don't understand it, if you don't like it, get out. Simple as that. God bless you all. Beautiful talking to you guys. Stay safe. And like we always say, peace and love, everybody. Because always, your country's first. God bless.